Hello and welcome to Moving Forward, where we discuss community affairs and meet local people with intriguing stories. I'm your host, Ellen Copy, and as you can see, we've stepped out of the studio today to learn a little about the constantly developing neighborhood of University Park. Later this episode, we'll be back in the studio with local artist Leandra Drum to discuss one of the area's annual events. But first, we're here at the historical Andrew Jackson House with Eric Anthony Johnson, the Executive Director of the University Park Alliance. Thanks so much for having us here.
Thank you.
Can you first start by telling us where we are?
Well, actually, you guys are sitting in University Park. You mentioned historical Andrew Jackson House. We're here housed with the JAR Foundation and the Knight Foundation, and you're actually sitting in my office. Okay, and what does this building do? Well, this building is actually an office building, really.
Okay.
It's an old building converted by developer Michael Chesler to take a sort of dilapidated building in the community and restore it to its original look and form.
Yeah, and now we're in University Park. What is the area of it?
Well, you know, the area of University Park is basically 50 blocks surrounding the University of Akron. So for proximity, if you went basically to Arlington, Market, Broadway, around to there's this sort of edge that spins back around off the sort of trail back to Arlington. And that area encompasses basically the 50 blocks around the University of Akron.
If you had to describe University Park to somebody who's never been here or never heard of it, how would you describe it?
Well, first thing I would say is an emerging neighborhood that has enormous potential to not only tap the creative energy of the students at the University of Akron, capture the economic potential of the anchor institutions of SUMA, the Austin Bioinnovation Institute, Akron General Hospital, and Children's Hospital. All of this is basically within walking distance of the University of Akron. And it's important to note that University Park Alliance was actually created by the University of Akron in 2000, led by Dr. Parenza.
You mentioned University Park Alliance that's in University Park. Can you tell us about this organization?
Well, there's two things. University Park is the neighborhood. University Park Alliance is the organization pushing the University Park neighborhood forward. So our board of directors, President of the University of Akron, the three CEOs of the hospital system, which is Tom Strauss, Vince McCorkle, Bill Considine, Mayor Pasquale, Russ Pryor, County Executive, Andrea Matheson, the publisher of the Beacon Journal, Tony O'Leary, Housing Authority CEO, David James, the CEO of the school system, and several other community representatives, including the chamber.
All of these people that you mentioned that are involved in it, what are they aiming to do?
To take the 50 blocks and a little bit beyond to create a dynamic urban community that's walkable, dense, that's a healthy place to live. It captures, again, the synergy that's going to be needed for global cities to compete in the future, which means walkable, urban, dense, living in close proximity, providing amenities that allow creative people to thrive.
Well, actually, reporter Tyler Stackpole from the Moving Forward team recently had the opportunity to explore University Park and hear about some of the ways that it's improving the area. Let's take a look.
Real estate development, we're now in the position as a separate nonprofit organization to be able to acquire property, hold property, develop property.
The main goal is to build on the value that the stakeholders in our neighborhood provide, meaning the 50-block core that encompasses University Park Alliance.
The idea of placemaking is that it's important to create the kinds of communities that attract young employees.
We're in the process of completing a renovation of a neighborhood park, what we call Jewett Park on Jewett Street and Upson.
Filling in those spaces with some public realm attributes, which are high-quality parks, high-quality public art.
We've cut in a new walking trail, renovated the playground equipment.
We work in order to transform and revitalize the neighborhood. The key street of the three streets for the university is Exchange Street.
When you're driving on Exchange Street, you would see a beautiful campus setting on one side of Exchange and a little more rugged urban retail setting on the other side. So what we need to do and what we are working towards is making a place near the university where there are destinations for students.
We really can't say specifically that we're doing something, only that this is the plan and that we support real estate development that works to the plan.
Hello, I'm Ellen Copy, and we just watched a brief story about development in University Park. We've been speaking with Executive Director Eric Anthony Johnson, and as we saw in the package and the story, that there's a lot of different development and they're trying to get people to come here. Can you elaborate more on that?
Well, it's really based on a master plan that takes University Park and the adjacent downtown area, divided into 4 distinct districts. In particular, the area around the University of Akron, south of Exchange. The idea is to really bring to bear on the neighborhoods close to the university your basic services. Coffee houses, cafes, shopping experience, dining experiences, housing at the right price point, all within a walking distance of the University of Akron.
What is the purpose, or why do you think that it's important to keep people here?
Because the future is going to be driven by creative places. It's all about placemaking. It's not a secret that talent is moving back to the urban core. The younger generation, retiring baby boom generation, they may be living in the suburbs, but we have people also wanting to live in close proximity. So the notion that creative people starting to congregate together can share ideas, spin off business opportunities, and keep all that talent here in Akron.
And there's different areas that you focus with. Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
Well, we basically have 4 areas. To really build a comprehensive community, we have real estate development, economic development, social human capital building, and civic and community engagement. Those 4 pillars in particular will give us the ability to create a comprehensive community. So it's just not about the physical. It's about the other elements that create this glue that holds the community together.
What can the community around this do to help?
Well, I think the number one thing the community at large can do is to start to promote Akron. In this world of global competition, in this world of social media, the world of just more information, we need to really start to promote the good things in Akron. Everything that's taking place here. There's a great video at our website that really shows the image of what this is. It's also posted on YouTube. I think we just have to start spreading the word as it relates to this great place in Akron.
And aside from them giving, what can they also receive from having this University Park Alliance?
I think increased investment opportunities. I think the ability to attract more talent, both locally homegrown and from outside of Akron to the area, to really help this area prosper. That's what I think is important.
What is an interesting story that you might be able to tell us about your experience?
I have to tell you guys, the Light Up Lantern Festival in University Park, it's a block and a half, that's actually put on in partnership with Leandra Drum. And if you experience this authentic, unique festival, it will basically show you that we have people coming from east, west, north, south to come and experience this unique festival. And I use the word unique because what we're trying to create is something unique, not cookie cutter, not sort of this cardboard box, something that's going to be creative to drive people in. So looking at the components of the puzzle we have here, led by the University of Akron, we think it's unique.
And referencing the story again, we heard about the growth of the area. How can different events that go on in University Park establish that growth?
Well, I think first of all, just sort of connecting to the overall vision, right? So the art festival, the Light Up Lantern Festival, the Zipnik pieces, everything that we do. If you go to our website at upakron.com, you'll see the 2 sides of the organization. You'll see University Park Alliance, you'll see University Park the neighborhood. You can track events, you can sign up for events, you can connect to the larger story.
The different things that you're working toward, what is the end goal that you want to see in the future?
In the future, we want to see a compact, dense urban community where people are really thriving both educationally, healthy, economically, in close proximity. That's really what we want. We think that's going to be sort of the piece that's going to really drive the core of Akron. People tend to focus on the outer edges of Akron and really ignore the core. We're really trying to say this is where the competitive advantage is going to be.
And for you personally, what does it mean to you to be a part of all of this?
I'm excited. I just have to tell you, because all the components are here. The University of Akron and the partners have done a good job laying the foundation. So now it's up to us and the rest of the partners to pull it off, and I'm just excited about it.
We've been speaking with Eric Anthony Johnson about the University Park Alliance and its goals to improve the area of University Park. After the break, we'll be back in studio with Leandra Drum to learn about one of the exciting events that takes place right here in University Park. As we mentioned, the Light Up Lantern Festival, so don't go anywhere.